Another day, another box score watching episode. We are at 31 episodes, man. Damn, crazy. We're over a month in now, and I'm gonna make some a month review video or whatever you wanna call it. I'll go over everything, every surprise, every little thing, and make a whole very long video. So let's get over these games tonight. We had just 5 games, actually really tight games, fun games. Let's talk about them. First, we had the Hawks beating the Raptors in OT, thanks to AJ Griffin game winner, and that game winner was special. And the Raptors obviously had a lot of people out, but at the same time they were, it felt like they were gonna get away with this game and they were gonna win it. But well, Scotty Barnes was, I don't know what he was doing late in the game. He did some weird things in this game. He did also a lot of good things. He had 28, 11, and 9, but man, it was a weird game from him to me. OG Anunoby had 27 and 5 assists. He was fine, nothing special. Fred Van Vleet sold me. He had 15 and 5 on 4 of 8 in shooting. Man, I needed him to get me something for my fantasy, and he failed me, and it sucks. And now I'm gonna lose. Thaddeus Young was great today, and Malachi Flynn off the bench was great, so some good stuff for the Raptors, but the really rough loss, especially with the way the Hawks were looking. And the Hawks win, but have been looking a little rough around the edges, but they get a much needed win against a depleted Raptor squad as they came back from down 8 with like 2 minutes left. It was a great effort by them. It was a back and forth game, but it kind of felt like Toronto was gonna win the whole game. But the Hawks rallied back and they came out with victorious in the end, even though they almost blew it in OT where it felt like it was over. DeAndre Hunter missed 2 free throws and it was tight, and the game winner. It was crazy. But DeAndre Hunter otherwise shot the free throws well and was sensational in the fourth quarter to help them get back in it. But man, those 2 missed free throws could have been very dangerous. John Collins continues to suck for my fantasy. So yeah, Clint Capella, shout out to him. He's been great. He continues to be great. 18 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's been one of the best centers in the league this year so far, especially defensively. He's been great. Great stuff from him. DeJounte Murray has been kind of off these games. Not a best game from him, but he was still impactful. Trae Young finally had a pretty great game, if you say so, especially considering how he's played this season. Shooting wise, he was great today. Much better shot selection also. 33 points, 12 assists. AJ Griffin, 17 points off the bench, 5 rebounds, and he was sensational in overtime where he did everything. Offensive rebounding, made baskets, hit some shots, and hit the game winner. Special stuff from him. He got some really good game, man. Hopefully he gets more time with Nate McMillan's coaching style. Next up, we had the Pacers and the Magic going head to head on a back-to-back night for both of these teams, as the Pacers edge out the victory against the Magic as they are now 9-6. Let me give huge props to Orlando for being as competitive as they've been so far this season, even with injuries. Paolo being out, now they didn't have Wendell Carter today also. Gary Harris was missing today also. And they keep being in games. They'll obviously, this game you could say they should have won, especially the way Franz Wagner hit those 2 threes down the stretch. But it wasn't meant to be. The Pacers were just a little tougher around the edges tonight, with Bol, Mo Bamba, Franz Wagner, all 3 of them having pretty good games as they were really impactful. Mo Bamba had his best game of the season by far. He's finally looking once again like a player that can be played. Bol is looking great. Franz Wagner is, wow, sensational. He played 30 minutes, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's been on fire lately. Especially since Paolo has been out, he had to take a little bit more on himself, and he's answered the bell. Jalen Sachs didn't shoot it as well as yesterday, but he was still good. He's been looking solid. The Magic got some things to be excited about for sure, and especially with the draft coming up, the young players getting some better experience. This so far has been a good season for the Magic, I would say. But it has been an even better season for the Pacers, who are 9-6 now, with some great play from the rookies, with great play from Tyrese Haliburton, who, even though he twisted his ankle yesterday, he played today. He had 22 points, 14 assists. And his playmaking has been so good. His defense has been pretty solid. He had 2 steals, 3 blocks today. And he continues to be one of the best young players in the league. Miles Turner continues to play some great basketball since he's been back. 20 points, 11 rebounds. Jalen Smith didn't have the most efficient game, but he's been solid. Buddy Hield made 5 threes. Aaron Nesmith was the hero today when he had hit 5 threes, 19 points. He was plus 17 in his 25 minutes. And he made the game-winning free throws. He was great today. Benedict Mathurin, even though he didn't shoot well, you can see the impact. But this was one of his worst game, if you want me to call it like that. But the Pacers prevail, and they are 9-6. Sneaky good, sneaky Frisky Pacers, guys. They might, they were in most of these games. Obviously, the schedule has been a little nicer for them, but they keep winning. Next up, we had the Timberwolves winning in Philadelphia, who was one back-to-back night, as they obviously lost Tyrese Maxey yesterday, who's out for 3 to 4 weeks, which sucks really badly, but what can you do? And the T-Wolves beat the Sixers. They beat the Sixers, but it was once again a little uglier than you want it to be, especially the way they were looking for most of the game. They almost blew it in the fourth quarter again, but even though it was the off night for Anthony Edwards, efficiency-wise, he made the three-pointer to calm it down, and then they never looked back, thankfully for them, and are now 8-8, which is, what they need. But it's an ugly watch. It was an ugly game. Even though it was close, it was an ugly game. The Sixers, Shake Milton was great. Joel Embiid, even though he was... I don't know. I just don't like watching, what he does offensively. The defense was great. He made 18 of 20 free throws. Shout out to him. And Georgi Snieng continues to be great off the bench, even though he didn't shoot particularly well today. But a rough loss, and they're missing their second and third best players. So it's you're supposed to lose more games than not. So especially on a back-to-back. And the game of the night between the first seed and the second seed of the Western Conference, as the Jazz beat the Blazers in Portland. And well, Dame Lillard got hurt. He aggravated his injury. He's supposed to be out for a couple of games probably. Hopefully it's nothing that serious, and it shouldn't be from what we've been hearing. But it was unfortunate because this was a great game. Malik Beasley continues to be great off the bench. He had 29 points, 6 of 14 from the three-point line. He has the green light and he's taking advantage of it. Taylor Horton-Tucker didn't shoot well, but he was pretty good today, I would say so, and he closed the game. Mike Conley left injured also, which sucks also, but man, injuries just suck. Nothing you can do though, and there has been far too many now in these last few days, my bad, and hopefully he'll be fine. Lauri Markkanen, 23, 10 and 2. He didn't shoot the ball as much as I would like him to, but he was efficient once again, which he's been pretty much all season, and he continues to be great. And on the Blazers side, they, did what they could. Dame was struggling before he left the game. He was not great, but at the same time, what can you do if he was maybe feeling already something, and it could have tempered his game today. Hopefully he bounces back. Anthony Simons didn't shoot the ball really well, but he was really solid. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. And Jeremy Grant had an okay game. Josh Hart was great, but it was just not enough against the Jazz, who jumped out to a huge lead also in the third quarter. And shout out to the Blazers for even getting back into the game, because they just don't quit. They have a huge fight in them. They don't quit. And it's great to see, because that's what you need, as long as you got the grit and the fight, you'll always be in games. And last but not least, we have the Clippers blowing out the Spurs, as they are now 10-7 with Kawhi once again playing. And ever since I praised Keldon Johnson, he's been struggling a little bit, so hopefully he bounces back. Jakob Poeltl has been great these last few games, but well, this was just a rough game for the Spurs, as they, nobody got anything going except for Doug McDermott, I guess, but they shot 41% from the field, 26% from the three-point line. It's just just not good enough. And for the Clippers, there were some encouraging signs again, as Paul George was great, Reggie Jackson was great, Kawhi played 22 minutes, he had 11 points, 4 assists. Even though he wasn't special, he's getting more into his rhythm. Hopefully his leg is feeling alright, and he's gonna be able to continue playing. Norman Powell was great today off the bench. John Wall had one of his best games since this season and in the last few years since he's not been playing. He had 15 assists. His playmaking was great. His energy was, it felt like, contagious. 4 steals he had also. Just some great stuff from John Wall today. Shout out to him, because you love to see it, man. You just love to see it. I'm so happy to see John Wall balling out and just joyful on the basketball court. There's nothing like it, You just gotta enjoy it, and if you see people that struggle with injuries, depression, something along those lines, it's just so satisfying for me to see those guys get back and perform at a high level. Shout out to John Wall, man. Well, that does it, I guess, for today, as we got tonight on a Sunday, we got the Knicks against the Sun early. I'll be watching that. Then we have some rougher games. The Kings should be fun once again. Wizards probably should beat the Hornets. Nets Grizzlies would be a great game. We'll see. Kyrie's return should be a great game anyway. The Grizzlies will be missing Ja Morant and Desmond Bane, so that's kinda sucks, but at least it should be still intriguing. Cavs Heat should be great. My Warriors have to beat the Rockets. First win on the road, hopefully. Nuggets Mavs would be great, but Jokic and Murray once again are not playing. Lakers Spurs, well, I'll be here to cover this all. Can't wait for Cavs Heat. My Warriors hopefully continuing to roll. Not to roll, but, well, getting back on track. Let's just say it like it is. And I'll catch you all tomorrow with another box crunching episode.